For the story, message and story of this part of the service, do you know what kind of holiday was yesterday? Epiphany, yes. Some traditions celebrate Christmas on that day, and
it was also Ireland's Women's Christmas.
Ireland's Women's Christmas, yes. So Epiphany is Christian tradition, right? Do we know what happens why we celebrate it? No? 3 kings. Well, supposedly 3. We don't really know how many. But they showed up, they followed the star, and they showed up to celebrate the Jesus birth. They brought gifts, frankincense, myrrh, and I already forgot what else. Gold, thank you. Yes. Glad we have more than one person who knows the story. And so Epiphany celebrates this moment, and there are a lot of traditions around the world how people celebrate it. In one place in particular, it became a tradition to bless the doors on this Epiphany day. In Poland, it kind of started in that area, Poland and other Slavic countries. They were blessing the door on each Epiphany every year. They would use chalk that was blessed by a priest, and they would write letters on the top of the door frame. And usually the letters would be, for this year, would be 20 plus C plus M plus B, and then 2 more numbers, 24 for the year. So 20 and 24 is the year, but the CMB stands for the 3 names of the kings that we claim to have been there. So it's Caspar, Melchior, and Balthazar. Coincidentally, the same letters also stand for a Latin phrase, Christus mansionem benedicat, which means, may Christ bless this dwelling. So under the Soviet regime, in Poland, people would write this on their doors as a resistance to claim that the communism will not take away their faith. It cannot do that. They would get in trouble for it on occasion, but they continued this practice, and it has spread through other countries around the world. Blessing the door is not only Christian tradition. You may be familiar with the Jewish practice, which is much older than this, Epiphany's tradition, to place mezuzah beside the door, right? It's a small ornamental case. There's called clef, and there's a tiny scroll of parchment inscribed in Hebrew with a prayer from Torah that is known as Shema Israel. And this mezuzah is believed to ward off demons and other misfortunes from afflicting the house. You may know the story from the Exodus about lamb's blood that they were smearing on the doors when they were when the angel of death was crossing through the Egypt, and whenever the angel faced the door that had the lamb's blood, they passed through it and did not affect that household. And so passing over is where the biggest Jewish holiday name comes from, Passover, right? When they passed over during that time. There are non-Western traditions that celebrate, that offer blessings for the house. Hindus in Tamil Nadu, they walk a cow through the house. Aren't you glad we're not there?
Leaving blessings behind it as it goes.
Yeah, possibly. Leaving blessings behind, but milk is another thing that they use to pour libations as part of that. So that's why they're called sacred cows. They are actually a meaningful part of their lives and the way they understand the sacredness of life. In another Hinduism deity is Ganesha, who's invoked as for protection of the home in Hinduism, right? And then a lot of polytheistic religions have their own protector designated for this particular purpose. Today, we will draw on a pagan tradition to bless our new front door. Many of you are aware that that front door got damaged in July, in summer, and it's repaired. It's now completely repaired. We can't see that there was a damage to begin with, right? And I thought it was something that we might want to do together to bless it so that no more harm comes through it, that we have protection. And I have invited Elena, who's more familiar with pagan rituals, to tell us what we're going to do, how it looks like, and guide us through it.
So shortly after the building was attacked in the summer, our Earth Spirit group came and did a cleansing and a blessing of the entire building shortly afterwards. The reason we're doing the door now is that the door was installed after they did that. But I wanted to just walk you through what might be included. One of the beauties of modern neo-paganism is that we're making it up. There's actually a line from a UU course called Cakes for the Queen of Heaven that says, "I celebrate religion the way my foremothers did. I make it up as I go along." We do know some things about ancient pre-Christian traditions. We know about some of their gods and some of the practices, but they're not pure. So really, we're taking inspiration and making stuff up. So there are many ways to do a house blessing. This is one that I learned that is based on what we know of Celtic traditions. Again, lots of liberties. If this is something that speaks to you, make it your own. You can do this in your own home. You can change it to fit your home and your preferences, but these are some ideas. This is my broom. It was a gift from a friend. I use it only for magical purposes. But any broom will work. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that your home is physically clean before you start. So after you've done your weekly house cleaning is a good time to do this. The first step, you'll need a broom and a sage smudge stick if you don't mind smoke, or you can actually get water sprays that have essential oil in them, or you can make your own. A little spritz of something to cleanse the space. And then for the protection stage, we will use salt, preferably sea salt, and you can mix in some essential oils. Today, because of a number of our members have sensitivities to scents, and we try not to use smoke. However, Reverend Aija has dill in her garden, and dill is an herb of protection. I have rosemary, also an herb of protection. So we chopped up a little dill and rosemary and mixed them in with the salt. So that's what we are using today. So the first stage, the cleansing, you start at the front door and you work your way counterclockwise. And you take the broom and you sweep out and you sweep the corners and you're using your smudge. And visualization is very important. So picture yourself sweeping up the negative energy into a big dust ball, a big smoky gray dust ball, and you're sweeping it up together so that you can get it out of your house. And as you sweep in each room, you say, I cleanse and purify this room to dispel any negative energy. And you can use whatever actual words you want in there. So you picture that, you've got your big ball of negative juju. You get back to the front door, you open the front door, sweep it out, and you picture it just blowing away like smoke. So that's the cleansing. And then the protection stage, you trade the broom and the smudge for a bowl of salt. And as I said, today we've mixed with herbs or essential oils. And you go around the house in a circle again, this time clockwise from the front door. And at each window or outside door opening, you sprinkle a little salt and you say, this space is sacred and protected. Only good can enter here. All harm is sealed out. And you picture the salt putting a line of protection down. I'm sure you've seen this in movies. The demon can't cross the line of salt. That's what we're doing. All right, so I'm going to go to the front doors here, Aija. Thank you to Earth Spirit. The space has been cleansed, so I'm just going to seal and protect our new front doors.
As Elena is pouring the salt, I will say some words, the blessing words. This space is sacred and protected. Only good can enter here. All harm is sealed out. Love lives here. Health lives here. Abundance lives here. Community UU members and friends live, worship, and support each other here. Blessed be. Amen. So when the next time you pass through the door, I invite you to pause on that threshold. You may touch the door frame and offer your own blessing to the door, either silently or aloud. But this is our shared space, and it is made stronger by all our hands and hearts.
Please rise if you wish, or rise in spirit and join us in singing May Nothing Evil Cross This Door. And let's see if I got the words in the right order this time.